Hi everyone and welcome. I thought you'd appreciate something a bit more shiny and bright, and it doesn't get shinier and brighter than this polarising RS-1516. And what this is, it's a 3-band radio. There's also got an MP3 player that takes USB, SD and micro SD cards, and priced at around about £18 or $23 at the time of recording. And this was from AliExpress, and that price includes shipping. And just to mention, just for once, it actually came well packed. It was actually double boxed. Normally these things just come in a polythene bag and you keep your fingers crossed. So as you can see, it's quite a chunky unit. We've got 150mm wide, 140mm high by 90mm deep. Just give the old mugshot test there just for comparison. Comes in this blue colour, but you also can get it in the metallic red and also in black as well. And the question you're asking yourself is, why did I buy this? Well, to be honest, not many of these MP3 radio combination units actually come with a shortwave facility. I'm just curious as to figure out how well she perform on shortwave. So what I'm going to do now is take you through the controls and then we can see how she performs. So starting with the front, we've got the tuning controls and we've got the on-off volume, as you can see there. Right hand side, we've got the headphone jack. Two-way switch there for either selecting the internal battery or AC mains, and I'll come to that in a moment. We've also then got a socket for 6V DC power supply. You don't get the power supply, but it's a nice feature to have. There's also a little charging light. Onto the left-hand side, you get a built-in torch, which is useful. And then for the media player, you've got the usual slots for USB, micro SD or TFT card, standard SD card there. You also get a little LED to say when the MP3 is in use. And moving to the top, we've got the two-way switch there for the built-in torch. For the MP3 player, we've got fast reverse, fast forward, play, pause, and also for repeat. And then we've got a 4-way selector switch there for either selecting the MP3 player or the 3 radio wave bands. Moving to the rear, we've got the AC connection there for when you want to recharge the battery from the mains. That's the internal built-in battery. And one thing they say is when that's recharging, you can't actually utilise the radio itself. If you can see that, it says for AC for charge only. Not sure why this is the case, but that's what they say, so I guess you have to adhere to that. But they also give you the facility there for inserting normal batteries as well. I guess if you're running out of sort of charge on the internal battery, at least you've got that facility to put in there. So power supply wise, they've actually thought of quite a few different sort of options for you. Anyway, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to test it on the MP3 and then we're going to see also she performs on the radio. So let's get started. Okay, so what I've done, I've put a USB stick in the slot there. I've selected to MP3. One little curious feature is, on the two-way selector switch there, you'd think you'd select battery, i.e. the internal battery of the radio. That's not the case. You have to actually select AC in order to get the unit to work. Not sure if that's a manufacturing fault or whether that's deliberate, but it's just one of those really curious things. So just interrupting the video just for 1 second, I've actually figured out what the situation is. When the switch is in the battery mode, it's not selecting the internal rechargeable battery. In fact, what it's doing, it's selecting batteries that you can put in the rear compartment. And when it switched to the ACC position, it's actually selecting the internal rechargeable batteries that are recharged by an external AC source. All a little bit confusing, but quickly just to demonstrate.
At Butlins.com, are you ready to Butlins? Like Aldi's Super 6 with a freshness guarantee or your money back? Like it.
And there you go. I just thought I'd clarify that. So back to the video. So anyway, to get the MP3 player going, let's turn it on. Right. Okay, it's not too bad. You do get a little bit distortion as you really turn the music up, but to be honest, on something this price point, I'm not too bothered about that. So let's put a little SD card in there, thought it'd go in. There we go, if you can see that. So let's turn it on again. Okay, that's not too bad. So what I'm going to do now, let's try on the FM. So let's pop the aerial up and select to FM. Let's see what we've got to play with.
down to 8 degrees Celsius. Monday looks like mostly dry weather, but cloudy.
That's not too bad. You could probably hear it switching in steps because this is not a true analog radio. It's actually switching in 9 kilohertz sort of steps all the time. So it's actually going like a digital sort of tuning. So that can be a little bit of a pain if you really want to fine tune your radio. So now what I'm going to do, put the aerial down and we'll see if we can switch it to AM, see if it performs on that. So switch it on again.
And a few light showers are possible over Malvern or Shropshire Hills.
We want to see over these next couple of games, and
Okay, picking up a lot of noise, but to be honest, I've got LED lights on when we're recording this, so perhaps I'm being a little bit cruel to it, but it's not too bad in actual sensitivity. So what I'm going to do now, let's see how it's going to perform on shortwave. Okay, so in order to test shortwave performance, what I've done, I've switched all the LED lighting off. Simple reason is they generate an awful lot of electrical noise that can get picked up on the shortwave bands. So I'm down to an incandescent bulb, but hopefully you can still see things fairly sort of clearly. Also, please bear in mind that we're covering an awful lot of frequencies on one sweep of the dial, so selectivity is not going to be the best, but nevertheless, let's turn it on and see how she performs.
Con la Federación Rusa será más grande. Escuchemos al... neutralidad militar si no fuera por esta guerra sangrienta y aberrante de ese...
That's not too bad. Bear in mind the cameras are still generating some noise. So what I'm going to do next, put the lights back on and we can continue from there. Okay, so I've got the lights back up now, so hopefully things are a little bit clearer for you. One thing I forgot to mention was they do include a mains lead, but be aware it's not the best quality in the world. So question is, would I recommend it and is it value for money? Well, bear in mind we're looking at the budget end of the market, so everything's always going to be down to sort of a compromise in terms of quality. Depends on what you want to use it for. If you just want something just to play music in the background, the radio, then that's fine. It'll adequate and it'll actually do the job. If shortwave is your thing, then to be honest, there are better out there for the money. What I would recommend, if you're on a real budget, is this. This is the RS-1516 BT, and I've done a review on this. It doesn't look much, but on shortwave, it's got excellent sort of reception. It's got greater shortwave coverage overall, and its selectivity is better as well. It's got the usual MP3 stuff in, and it's got a torch as well. So it has got most of the features that this has got, just a different sort of format, and perhaps the quality of the actual speaker perhaps is not that good. If you're on a real budget and you like shortwave, try this. This is the CS106. Just got a digital display, which is nice, and you've got memories for the actual various stations, so it gives you a lot more sort of control. This is not rechargeable, it hasn't got MP3 or anything else like that, but you can pick this up for around about £10 or around about $12, $13 if you shop around. There's various sort of brands that do this, so that is recommended. Ultimately, what I would suggest is if you've got just a few more dollars, go for the Reticast. It does everything this can do. It hasn't got a torch, but to be honest, that's not sort of the end all of things. Digital display, but it's also got record facilities. It's got the usual sort of MP3, etc. as well. Built-in battery. It's an excellent sort of unit. Again, I've done a review on this as well. So there we have it. It is the RS-1516 combined radio and USB MP3 player. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, then please pop across my channel. There's plenty of other videos on similar radios like this, as well as some vintage transistor radios as well. And as always, appreciate you watching, and I'll catch up with you soon.